Hi everyone, Duke Danger here. I return. It's been a while, I know. I suck at not being lazy. First things first, I owe an apology to two specific people who did ask for shoutouts personally, and I totally forgot in the last couple of videos. That is Tom Davey, this is for you, and Fuzzy Wuzzy Bear. Yeah, this one's for you as well. Now, I know it's been a while, and I know I still owe a Lollipop Chainsaw review, but to be quite honest, it's been so long since I said I'd do it now, I feel it's lost all relevance, so I'm just going to pretend I never said that, and do Assassin's Creed 3. Now, those of you who saw my Assassin's Creed Revelations video will remember that I thought it was shit on toast, and it was. It was wank, and added nothing to a game. Assassin's Creed 3, however, was pleasantly surprising, considering I held no hope for it being interesting in any way, shape or form, and I have invested years in this, which is the only reason I bought it, but I was surprised. Now, the game starts off and you're a British guy called Haytham Kenway, an actual interesting character and probably my favourite character in the entire series. He's just pretty much badass. He's a very British man, plucky British, doesn't get disappointed in anything except for a cave. You know, because I always find caves slightly disappointing. But then you move on to the main part of the story, the part where it all starts kicking off, and you play as this dude Connor, who's a British Native American Iroquois, who has no personality and no emotion, because he's the same bloke who did Altair, if I've got that right. I may not, I don't give a fuck, correct me if I'm wrong. But no, Connor is alright, he's sort of cool, he has an axe, you know, you can't go wrong with that, and bow and arrow, you know, because guns just aren't cool enough. You spend most of your time killing loyalists and helping patriots, because, you know, that's how the War for Independence was won. It was not actually armies at all, it was one Native American guy killing dudes on his own with an axe and a bow and arrow against hundreds of thousands of people. You know, War for Independence, truth. The game's based on truth. Everybody knows that all the Assassin's Creed games are very historically accurate. We all know that. It's true. Historical accuracy is what Assassin's Creed is all about. Which is why it's full of shit. However, this game is remarkably fun. I did find Boston quite a boring city because there's not a lot going on in it. Same with New York. They were just huge sprawling metropolises with nothing to do in them. I mean, I pretty much went to 4 areas. I didn't bother collecting the extras because they were so spaced out, and sometimes it would take you 15 minutes to get there if you got in a fight. However, weaponry is sort of cool, but they've cut down the amount from the last Assassin's Creed game. I mean, you've got a choice of 5 guns, 2, 3 axes, 3 daggers, that he wields like axes, which does look a little weird in animation. I don't know why they didn't script different animation for that, because it wouldn't have taken that long. Swords, you've got a choice of 7 or 8, I can't remember. Outfits, you get a choice of 6, and they're just palette swaps. Unless you pre-ordered the game, in which case I got Captain of the Aquila, and towards the end of the game you get your mentor's robes, which are pretty much the same as yours, but not as colourful, so they're a little boring. Oh, and prisoner outfit as well. You get a prisoner outfit, as if anyone's going to fucking wear that. Now, typically I didn't take this game online, as I refuse to believe in the merits of multiplayer gaming, because it defies the point of me sitting in my room on my own playing video games if I invite other people to play with me. But no, Assassin's Creed 3 is a very good game. It is genuinely a very good game, as long as you're in the actual game itself. The present day parts, you can play as Desmond. There are 2 big levels as Desmond. Well, I call them big, they go on for about 10 minutes. The first one is really cool, climbing up a skyscraper in New York. That was actually pretty cool, I did enjoy that. Another one is in an arena in Brazil, which wasn't as cool because it was just running around in circles, and then you get a slashy, hacky, cheaty, runny sort of level later on as Desmond. But what really pissed me off about this game is the present day story. I mean, Connor's story was okay, and I actually got quite invested in it, this whole war thing, although it did play a bit too much on how evil both sides of the war were. The Patriots, like, were just robbing people, the Loyalists were just robbing people, that sort of thing. But, you know, I got quite invested in Connor as a character, even though he has no emotion. I thought he was quite cool, and probably my second favourite to Haytham, his father, Connor's father, I mean. But the present-day story was absolutely atrocious. They were desperately trying to plug it in with the Mayan prediction for the world ending on 21st of December this year. Unfortunately, if you tie the end of a game into a real-life date, as soon as that date is passed, the game becomes irrelevant, and people cannot get invested in the story as if they could anyway. It was a pile of wank. The people that came before, which I believe I brought up in the last video for Assassin's Creed Revelations, was just a stupid, dumb ploy that may have been written by M. Night Shyamalan. It was just fucking shit, and the end of the game itself, without wishing to spoil too much, made every single game in the series thus far completely irrelevant. And I'd invested years of my time into this series, only to have it thrown away in the last 2 minutes, which was excruciatingly disappointing, actually. I mean, you never got to play much as Desmond. You never really... I mean, you spend half the game, half the series, rather, training Desmond up to be the best assassin in the world, and you never really get to experience that, which is a real shame, and they really missed out on a trick there. But you can guarantee they will not be making another sequel to this one anytime soon, if ever, unless they reboot the series in 20 years or so, which we can all pretty much guess will happen. But no, Assassin's Creed 3 is really good. The combat is a little more difficult. They've added a few new combos in, so you don't just have to hold right trigger. The control scheme actually is much greater improved. You only press one button to free run instead of two, because I guess they realised finally that people aren't just hold right trigger and the A button if you're on 360, which I am, to sprint, because, you know, holding right trigger was just too slow. So they got rid of that and just put it to one button. Combat's a lot easier to get in and out of. You don't have to lock on or anything. He does it automatically, and as soon as you try and run, he forgets about it, comes out, instead of just walking backwards really slowly trying to get away. But no, I think the game's definitely worth a purchase. I paid 35 quid for it, and I'm actually quite pleased I got this. The frontier area is fantastic. Oh, the naval battles I haven't talked about. The naval battles work really well, and I was really worried about them. It's actually quite exciting, sometimes a little frustrating because the game's so buggy. Sometimes the enemy you're supposed to be killing doesn't appear. But no, it does work very well. The whole game really works very well. It's just a shame about the ending. And the fact that I haven't played multiplayer, because I can't be asked to play with other people that are probably better at the game than me, and it would shatter my ego and I might cry. Christ, this is a long video, my longest one yet, so I better call it a video there. I would like to do a Q&A session, but I don't really have enough fans. I guess I could do a Facebook only one, because I've got enough friends that are interested in these videos. But that's all I've got to say, really. Assassin's Creed 3, if you've got any questions, please ask, because I've probably skipped a whole load of shit because I'm rambling a bit because I'm really tired. But no, I'd buy it. It's a great game, it really is. Fairly lengthy. It took me maybe 12 hours, and that was pissing about quite a lot, trying to get 100% synchronization in every mission. A few fantastic set pieces, and Haytham. Haytham alone makes it worth playing. He's such a dude. But no, a disappointing ending to a fantastic game, and all in all, a really good series. They went a bit downhill with Brotherhood and Revelations, because they didn't really add anything with them, they just made things more confusing. But I guess, why not? The gameplay was okay. But they just got a bit too into the money aspect, and sort of got trapped in a story they couldn't finish. That's all I've got to say, really, which I've said twice now. So I'm going to leave it at that. My next review will hopefully be Hitman Absolution, which is a while away, I know. Sorry, I just can't be asked to play anything else at the minute. So yeah, so long. Thank you. Bye.